today we're really setting out to explore the potential of stablecoins, specifically for, everyday local businesses, the shops, the cafes, the places you visit all the time. We want to see how these on-location merchants can actually use this tech. And guiding us through this, we're leaning quite a bit on insights from Michael Curry. He's the founder of Spendcodes.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
His company is doing some really interesting work in making stablecoin acceptance, well, simpler, kind of cutting through the usual crypto noise.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. Because stablecoins, these digital currencies, pegged, usually like one-to-one with the US dollar,
Yeah.
they offer something genuinely different. A stable, pretty efficient, and transparent way to handle payments compared to, the traditional rails.
When you say payment rails, you mean like the Visa, MasterCard networks, the bank systems we all use.
Exactly. Those established systems. So this isn't just a new coin, it's potentially a whole new way to move value around.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. Think about, say, your favorite local bakery. They're probably losing a slice of every sale to card fees right now. If they start taking stablecoins via something like Spendcodes, what are the real tangible wins for them? How's it better?
Yeah, there are a few major tangible wins with accepting stablecoins through a service like Spendcodes. First and foremost, it puts merchants where they belong, right back in the driver's seat of their own success. And what I'm really referring to comes from a U.S. Senate Judiciary hearing back in November of 2024, where merchants as well as regulatory bodies identified and really had an outcry around this problem of high card processing fees required by Visa or MasterCard, with no room to really negotiate. Now, that problem continues to grow since that payment method has north of 80% of transactions on it.
Right, the percentages add up.
Right, exactly. So you start hearing stories of single location owners spending $100,000 on card processing fees, making it the second highest operating expense that it has, only second to labor. And so where stablecoins comes into this picture is it provides a real technology and a viable alternative because the fact that it's had years of billions to trillions of dollars of transactions globally. And so it works. And then beyond that, there's also the regulatory certainty that's emerging through things like the Genius Act, bringing, oversight and rule into law very, very soon. And so what Spendcodes does is take that and provide the last mile, which is a familiar, expected, mobile-friendly experience for both customers as well as merchants who the service is designed for to help them take advantage of the considerable savings involved in the technology.
That's a big deal. What are the big headaches, the payment challenges these businesses face day to day?
So a lot of the headache stems from having to operate a point of sale hardware system that is expensive, that it's heavy, it's hard to integrate with, and usually has a non-zero training time because the point of sale systems are so fragmented and different across various locations. What we've found through reports like payments.com's report on merchants migration and evolution is merchants are well aware of this headache and they're already starting to strategize through seeing the commoditization of mobile phones, where it can reduce the costs of hardware tremendously. It levels the playing field for integrations and makes add-on services that more accessible, given the fact that you don't need to have an engineering degree to be able to provide your locations with additional functionality that you want. Now it's becoming as easy as downloading a new app to the device, the soft POS mobile device, that you have your locations. And so because we hear this change is inevitable, and 71% of the merchants that payments.com reported are invested in moving to soft POS based on all these headaches, we have designed our service around this eventuality.
Are there specific types of businesses where this really clicks quickly? Like, who benefits the most right away?
Our focus today is on-site versus online, given that's where this high card processing fee problem exists at an extreme. And inside this on-site merchant category, there are a few businesses like food trucks, pop-up shops, farmers markets, and conference vendors that immediately benefit from the flexibility and mobility that our service provides, but at an unmatched affordability that can only be realized through accepting stablecoins. Now, these benefits are not only good for independent merchants, but they scale really well for regional franchise owners and operators of enterprise national chains that are looking for the same benefits at scale, but also to modernize their on site experiences to truly meet customers where they are, similar to an Apple Store experience. Point of sale in hand, ready to check out and answer any questions all at the same time.
Walk me through it. How does it look for the customer and the merchant, say, at a coffee shop or a boutique?
So given this mobile migration to soft POS for merchants, we've designed our service specifically around this. What this allows for is a merchant to decide to either use this soft POS alongside their current hardware point of sale system, or they can just start up with it as the sole standalone point of sale just by simply getting an address and having it in the hands of the employees at the specific checkout. Now, once they have it, all they have to do is punch in the order amount for coffee or espresso. And once they've punched that amount in, they are able to get a spend code, which is a QR code that represents the address of the checkout, the type of currencies that are collected, the amount of the order itself, and as well some other data attributes that allow reporting so the merchant can understand what's happening behind the scenes of all the sales in their organization. And for the customer, it's really simple. We believe that in the future, there's going to be more apps, not less, that are conducting a customer relationship. So these could be Web3 wallets, they could be neobank apps, they could be fintechs, and they could be banking apps. Anything that really has a stablecoin strategy, but does not necessarily want to take on a virtual card or issue out their own debit card, but wants their customers to be able to spend, these are exactly the type of applications that we can see growing in the near future as blockchain and stablecoins and fintech become more of the same technology set and really introducing their value at wide scale to customers. So a customer can come in and scan this spend code with one of those participating apps. And once they scan it, they're able to confirm through their bioauthentication or the settings on their application. And once that goes through, it takes about 2 to 3 seconds, and the merchant will see that it's been collected on their app, and they can move on to the next checkout.
Sounds very smooth. What are the first things merchants notice when they start using this?
Merchants tell us right away that the distribution into all of their checkouts or all of their locations is possibly one of their favorite parts of using a service like Spendcodes. So Spendcodes is 100% software. Again, this is in contrast to hardware POS trying to deal with that integration and operation. And so when a owner or operator of a single location uses it, it's pretty quick and easy. They can just start it up right there as they stand at the checkout. For multi-locations, it could be more complex, but it's not. It's actually almost as easy. So whether you have 4 stores or you're going up to 400 or even 1,000 stores, it comes down to being able to generate an address with us as an owner or operator. And then once you're ready, you can share this securely with all of your employees, all of your locations, all of your checkouts in a simple text message or an email, whatever you choose. The reason why is because stablecoins on blockchain are inherently secure. And those public addresses that we provide for being able to accept stablecoins is a much better core design than anything that you can get from cards today. And so once you have your address, you don't need to worry about it. You just need to get it to your people so you can be able to see your organization start saving right away. So it takes only a matter of minutes to be able to issue these all out. The setup really comes down to folks being able to get the right mobile device, be able to click the link so they can get quickly set up. And then once they're there, they're able to start accepting payments.
Pretty appealing.
Okay, but new tech always raises questions. What worries do merchants bring up?
Business owners and merchants typically have 2 questions for us. The first being, how many stablecoin customers are there and what type of market cap do they represent? And what I can say is that tens of millions of Coinbase Wallet and MetaMask mobile users can already scan to spend stablecoins with Spendcodes. And the reason why is not because we're in a direct partnership, it's because they utilize the finalized Ethereum standard that we leverage to be able to provide our service. And our expectation is, on the back of stablecoin regulation, more neobanks, more banks, more fintechs, and more wallets will want to provide their value to their customers, given that they just need to support the standard to be able to unlock that possibility with their own customers. So coupling that with also the report from the Department of Treasury, where their projection and expectation is that the stablecoin market cap will actually 10x in just a few short years. By 2028 is their projection. Now, I'm certainly not taking the under on that. And so what this indicates to us is that while it's still early, there's a tremendous amount of momentum in place that should encourage merchants and business owners to start testing and applying their stablecoin strategy at their locations as soon as possible. And we're designed to be able to help them with that stage in their organization. Now, the other question that usually comes up is whether or not the organization has to accept stablecoins in their back office, in their own back end. And the answer is no. We're actually designed to support two parts in our service. The first part is just stablecoin acceptance, and the second part is stablecoin conversion to dollars into your bank. And so as a total service, by default, we set you up with the ability to accept USDC and stablecoins from a variety of different networks. And then we also provide the service of being able to turn those stablecoins into dollars that land in your bank and have the same currency that you're working with in the rest of your organization. Now, one day that story may change and you may want only stablecoins. And if that's the case, we're here to support that as well by being able to remove that conversion part and really help you get that additional savings by not having to take on that part of our service in your business at a very attractive rate.
Absolutely. Looking out, say, 3 to 5 years, what does this space look like for local merchants?
Yeah, 3 to 5 years will certainly be different than the good ideas of today, right? We're sort of going through this stablecoin skeuomorphic stage where we're taking the square peg of stablecoins and putting it in a round but familiar hole of cards. And so many folks have been promoting their stablecoin card, which just repeats more of the same sort of problem that we were describing for merchants, right? Stablecoin card is just another type of card. And so in 3 to 5 years, Spendcodes is really aiming to provide a much greater value and a much greater control to merchants by designing a service specifically for them and sort of changing those dynamics by providing a terrific modern payment experience that works well for merchants, and because of that, provides an excellent experience to customers. So what we can see in a short period of time is that there are a few different experiments trying to make their way to this 3 to 5 year window. And we're a part of that, right? So today, our number one intent is to help merchants be able to see the value of stablecoins by providing them something that's 100% software, that's very easy to test, and obviously affordable, right? But in 3 to 5 years, you can see a number of different experiments, whether it's NFC or whether it's scan to spend codes, or it's also online, and getting into a place where you really have one method that you can use as digital cash throughout your spending life. Now, many people will talk about that stablecoins can't get adoption unless they do airline miles or they do points rewards. And I'm sure those pieces are going to come in place. But the thing that I happen to be most excited about is the fact that payments is not a card game anymore. And even cards know that because they're developing their stablecoin and crypto teams. And they're also very keen and aware of mobile being really where both customers and merchants are. Now, if everyone sees the same migration and trends, how are we going to be any different? Well, it's easy. We're designed to create value for merchants where no one else has been for quite some time. And that's exactly the place where we feel like the flywheel gets started to not only carry out a terrific merchant experience that solves the problems of today, but also delivers a modern stablecoin experience that customers are going to come to love and expect.
Really fascinating picture. Okay, quick advice time. For a merchant listening now feeling intrigued, what's the very first step?
There's two ways to get going. You can email us at hello@spendcodes.com. We're happy to answer all the questions you may have for your operation or your organization and be able to get you started. Additionally, for single store merchants and folks that have the ability to just get their operation up and running, they can go ahead to go to checkout.spendcodes.com to be able to set up their organization with their stablecoin address. And like I said, once they have that set, they'll be able to start taking payments in minutes.
Got it. And one common misconception they should just toss out immediately.
Stablecoins are not crypto. They were born from blockchain, but they are on their way to being a world-recognized, world-regulated financial technology.
And the single biggest piece of advice for them?
Yeah, certainly. Take back control of your business today. Spendcodes helps you save 60+% on one of your largest operating expenses. So between that and the stablecoin momentum that's building, it makes sense to start testing out a stablecoin strategy for all of your locations. And we're designed to help you with just that.
Great advice. It really seems stablecoins offer practical fixes for real merchant problems, and companies like Spendcodes are making it genuinely accessible.
So, wrapping up this deep dive then, we've seen stablecoins offer this stable, efficient, pretty transparent alternative to the old payment ways. And solutions like Spendcodes provide a practical path for businesses to actually accept them. So whether you run a business and you're curious about digital payments, or you're just interested in how finance and tech are changing things, this shift really matters.
We definitely encourage you, the listener, to check out Spendcode's website, think about how this might apply to your own business. The way we pay is changing fast, and stablecoins, they might just be that practical next step your business needs.